The past couple of years for me have been the most life-changing ones yet. But if I could go back and talk to my younger self, I would tell her the 23 things I wish I knew sooner before turning 23. The hard lessons and the honest advice that I wish someone gave me sooner. Whether you are 18 or 23 trying to figure out life, this is my advice that might change your perspective. Hi, my name is Brianne. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I vlog about my life and give you advice as your online bestie, so subscribe to my channel. Number 1, move out of your home city. It has always been a dream of mine to move out and have my own place. Even though I am super grateful to live in the Bay Area, I've lived here my whole life. Low-key / high-key, I'm really sick of it. I always felt like I had an obligation to be here because my life has always been here, my family, my friends, people I knew my whole life. And if you are anything like me, I hate being seen in public at the few places I go to daily. Now that I'm an adult, I want to find better opportunities for myself to grow, explore different scenery, cultures, meet new people. So if you ever get the chance, move. I just know that there is way more life out there than what you are used to. You need to make time for the things you don't have time for. When I started this channel, I used to always complain about never having enough time to make content. Rather, if I was working a full-time job, full-time school, both, or none of the above, regardless, I would complain all the time about having a long list of to-dos. And it just hit me that if I wanted to make content or whatever it is that I wanted to make time for, I would have to prioritize a time and place for it. Remember that your time is precious, but it is also limited. So make space in your schedule for the things that you want to do and make every second count. 3, you don't need everything you want. I'm the youngest girl of my family, meaning I was spoiled. I got everything I want when I wanted it, and sooner or later, the more things I got, the more ungrateful or less excited I was of actually receiving these items, big or small. TikTok and capitalism are very convincing that whatever you like, you need. And trust me, that ain't the case. I started accumulating a bunch of things that I thought I need, and guess what? I either got rid of those things or it ended up taking unnecessary space. Now, I only grasp my essentials. You know, the things that aren't just part of a trend or in spite of a splurging moment, because I know we all have that moment. But on items I would need or use long term. Number 4, surround yourself with people that can accept and be honest with you. First of all, know the difference between the two of being rude and being honest. Being honest means stating the truth with the intention of being helpful. But being rude means stating it in a disrespectful or inconsiderate way that belittles someone regardless of how truthful the statement is. As someone who used to think that they were right all the time, got mad at criticism, struggled to communicate or express their feelings without getting frustrated, I found that having close relationships with people who can tell you if you're not speaking out enough or in the wrong, and being able to reciprocate that same energy back to them has not only grown those relationships for me, but it gave us the mental clarity and strive to become the best versions of ourselves. If you can't see for yourself that you did something wrong or need to fix something, pay attention to the things that you get offended by. Otherwise, a real one will tell you, and vice versa. Number 5, learn to make conversation without gossiping or complaining. The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz really opens my eyes to how society has normalized complaining and gossiping about others. And honestly, I'm guilty of it too, because have you ever sat back and realized, damn, all me and my friends do is talk shit and complain about our lives? I know some people that mentally live in high school, people that literally thrive off talking shit about others and stirring up drama just to get an ounce of making themselves feel better about how crappy their lives really are. Like, I believe now that what goes around comes around. While complaining and venting feels good in the moment, it reflects more on you than it does on the people that you are actually talking about. So be mindful of not only how you speak about others, but how you speak to yourself, because words shape belief and the reality you live in. Number 6, healthy habits are the foundation to shape your future. If I could give you that top 1 off this list of what really changed my life the past few years, this would be it. For those of you who haven't read Atomic Habits, it is literally one of the first self-help books that I read that really got me to straighten my life out. It's easier said than done, but it taught me just 1% improvements daily can really transform your life over time. And every day since, I've been practicing self-growth, self-discipline, exercising, and eating well. It made me really value health and growth. I never knew how powerful it would be to do something every day like fix your bed, journal, go on long walks. And over time, these actions became second nature to me. Then the best version of myself wasn't something I found. It was something that I built over time with just small intentional actions every single day. It's okay to not have everything figured out. Right now, there are people my age that are parents, jobless, have their dream careers, are back in school after multiple gap years, still undecided on what the hell they're going to do with their life. Despite the people you know, everyone has their own timeline, and whether you have it all figured out or not, just know that you are where you are meant to be, even if it means being a little lost right now to finding yourself later on. I personally didn't have the luxury of knowing what I wanted to do right away, and I would juggle my ideas of careers. So don't feel so rushed on figuring out what you want to do, because everything that is meant for you will fall into place. You just need to keep trying and exploring what you want to do, and I promise that everything will fall back to you. Number 8, be comfortable with doing the uncomfortable. Doing uncomfortable things is the key to growth, resilience, and success. One of the most uncomfortable things I had to do physically was going back to the gym after COVID. During COVID, I literally went from the best shape of my life to my worst. I knew that I was super out of shape, but it was either I stay insecure about myself and do nothing to fix that, or actually put myself out there and go to the gym. But I knew I had to get myself back. And truly, I'm still not where I want to be, but this is a journey. It takes time and it takes consistency. And that just leaves room for improvements. And through the road of up and downs, I learned that once you really push through those last impossible reps and those days where you would rather choose comfort over going to the gym, I showed myself that I was capable, but more importantly, I was willing. Number 9, budget, save, and having multiple side hustles. When I started making adult money, I was spending like I had all the money in the world. I didn't have self-control, and like I said earlier, I would spend on things that I didn't need. I realized that the money I was wasting or could be making was money that I could be saving for bigger things that mattered more to me, like travel, my future wedding, my own place, even just save for the sake of emergencies. You have to sacrifice a little bit right now to enjoy a lot more a few years down the line. Number 10, self-care is everything. I wish I took self-care a lot more seriously sooner, because it is the one thing that romanticized my life on a busy schedule. Taking care of yourself is such an understatement, because when you start doing the little things for your well-being, everything else comes after and starts to fall into place. Trust that you're not going to feel burnt out, and you're gonna start glowing from the inside out when you do the little things to take care of yourself. And if you watched my latest vlog, I went to a scalp massage and had a facial. And honestly, not to brag or anything, but I already knew I had healthy hair and clear skin, but I never knew its potential till after that scalp massage and facial appointment. After that, literally, I bought myself a really nice blow dryer. I got myself some good hair oils, but I'll save that for another video on my other self-care needs. But there's no limit on taking care of yourself. So treat yourself out to a spa day, or go on a nice walk. Journal how your day went. Take a break and spend time with friends that don't stress you out and make you laugh your ass off. Speaking of friends, number 11 is quality over quantity in friendships. Honestly, throughout my life, I wasn't the best at making friends. I've always been a little bit of an introvert. I know some of y'all might disagree because of the way I talk to you guys on the camera, but believe me, after the many takes I did to post these videos, it's crazy. Honestly, I always kept to myself or to my 3 friends that I had. But on the back of my mind, I would always think that maybe I should have more friends. Like, my friends have other friends and even friend groups, but I learned sooner it didn't matter how many friends I had or made. It was who you made friends with. Trust me, I'm not saying that everybody is gonna be a bad friend, but I went through multiple fake friendships: the over-obsessed friend, the gaslighter friend, the one who thrives off trauma, the constant critic. And those friends were just a constant reminder of the great friends that I already have. So if you think that not having a lot of friends is bad, making a whole lot of friends that cause you nothing but drama and headache is worse. And let's say that you do want to keep your friends that cause you drama and headache. Number 12, boundaries are essential. Setting boundaries are crucial if you want to protect your peace. I used to be so angry and annoyed at people for crossing my boundaries, even when they didn't know at the time. Not only did I learn to teach myself to not take everything personally, I also learned to teach others how to treat me. I would speak up for myself because all those times I didn't, I ended up resenting those people even more, and it just showed the lack of respect that I had for myself. I know this might be an unpopular opinion because some people might see having boundaries are selfish, but I see it as protecting my relationships with people, including with myself. And there's a good friend that told me that relationships take work. And I can't stress enough how crucial it is to communicate your feelings, especially if you want to keep this person in your life or you have no choice but to keep them in your life. And if you are still bothered, they're still crossing your boundaries, introducing number 13, the let them theory. This means only control what you can. And you don't need to convince people of your worth or prove yourself to anyone. People will have their own narrative and opinion about you, no matter what you do, but it's not your job to make them think otherwise. Unless there's multiple people telling you like, hey, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, then maybe it's time to do a little bit of self-reflection. But if someone wants to talk shit about you, let them. If someone wants to leave your life, let them. It just means that they weren't meant to stay. Just know that the next time you feel set off, angry, sad, or pissed off at someone, keep in mind that you can control how other people feel and act, but only how you respond. 14. Don't rely on anyone if you can do it yourself. I consider me and my siblings to be the most independent and considerate people I know. Even though sometimes it made me avoid asking for help, it really made me gain control over my life. It gave me the confidence knowing that I can do something on my own rather than relying on someone else to do it for me. That being said, this doesn't mean not asking for help at all. It's about not being dependent on it. Remember that balance is key. Self-reliance should come first, and support from others should be the next, not a necessity. The present is a gift. Being present in the moment was honestly something that has become so hard for me to grasp because I kind of look back on the past and I felt like everyone was on the same positive frequency back then. Life was really good, music was good, the vibe, it was nostalgic, but I can't keep trying to relive the past. Here and there, I do get worried about how my future is going to turn out. Like, is this content shit going to work? Will I succeed in life? And sometimes I have to remind myself to chill and to give myself a pat on the back and remember that time is the only thing that we can't get back, and the future is the only thing that isn't promised. The present offers opportunity to what you're looking for. Or the next thing you know, 5 years has flew by and you realize that you're focusing on the wrong things rather than what's in front of you right now that might make you happy. 16, it's okay to choose yourself. Your 20s and your early adult years is really the time to build a strong relationship with yourself, explore your identity, and your future self kind of depends on it. Putting yourself first means focusing on your goals, education, and career without there being unnecessary distractions. You deserve to chase your dreams, and if you're going to make mistakes, make them now. It is the time to take the risk now. Explore your passions, travel. It's okay to say no to toxic relationships, friendships, or situations that don't align with your growth. It's never selfish to put yourself first when it's crucial for your overall well-being and growth. Number 17, find a partner that adds to your life and doesn't drain it. I never really had the best support system at home, and I would kind of always expect it from my relationships. And I'm the person to give my all in relationships, even when they didn't deserve it, and that high-key drains me a lot. It wasn't until my boyfriend now who helped me become the person I never knew I thought I would become. To have a supportive partner who helps you grow as an individual and can give you 100% on the days where you only feel like you're giving 20. Just finding the right partner in general really does have a positive influence on your life, because life is already stressful enough to be tripping about a toxic relationship. Number 18, practice what you preach. This means aligning your actions with your words and your values. It's about living authentically and setting an example for others, aka you guys, for me at least. The reason why I started YouTube was because the journey of rediscovering myself and just about how hard it was to get to where I am now. Especially as someone who's trying to grow as an influencer, I want to have a community that can respect and trust more than just my words. And like every other person out here, time will tell your flaws. Best believe that if you preach discipline and consistency, show up. If you promote hard work hard. And if you give advice, live by it too. You can't just be hypocritical and not go by the words you say. Number 19, practice gratitude daily. Honestly, it's a lot easier to look at the negative and overlook the positive. And that's probably why I always used to feel depressed about my life. It was only until journaling the past few years it really allowed me to feel more blessed about my life for even just the little things, and put me into a better perspective of my life, even when I felt the most down about myself. A few things that I write down almost every single day on my journal is I am blessed, I am deserving, I am capable. And these few words really help shift my focus from what I thought my world was lacking to how much more abundant life has to offer. Number 20, get a furry friend. Come here, girl. For those of you who don't know, I have a dog named Koa. She's literally my emotional support dog and best friend all in one. Don't let her hear that. I originally babysitted her when she was just probably like a month old, and I didn't know how much I needed a dog until I had her. Because okay, having a dog not only provides a sense of responsibility and routine, but they are a really great reason to go outside. Because of Koa, I get to go on my walks daily. I get to bring her to parks and beaches. Just having her presence in general makes me feel like I'm never really alone. Number 21. The only person that you should be comparing yourself to is to who you were yesterday. Comparing yourself to other people does nothing but fuel insecurity. I remember how fragile my self-image was, especially when I was a teenager, because I always thought that people would notice and judge my insecurities the way I do. But truthfully, if you become so worried about how people are going to judge you, then you miss out on the main reason why you better yourself in the first place. I used to feel the most insecure at the gym, but then you realize that everybody is here for the same reason, which is to better themselves. And if not, like I said earlier, it says more about them being mad than you having a few insecurities. Number 22, protect your peace at all costs. Your peace is your energy, but your energy is limited, and you should only use it when they're really worth it, because your happiness is going to depend on it. I used to have my mom's temper and my dad's anger issues, and let me tell you, to tame that person took a lot of work and time. But I wish I learned to chill out a bit sooner, because I really was arguing back and forth at people who made me angry and stayed petty when people did me wrong. People will try to stir up shit, but not everything needs a reaction. Sometimes I feel it's a bit more satisfying to let someone blow up in your face and you don't give them an ounce of that same energy back, and it really just ticks them off even more, because it makes them more mad that you didn't give them that same energy back and you don't look crazy. But no matter what, there are going to be people who are going to bring in negative, toxic energy in your life. And once you let it be constantly around you, it becomes your new normal. And the next thing you know, you start to look in the mirror at this negative person with anger issues who's mad all the time. Last but not least, 23, Love Yourz. And Love Yourz is a song by J. Cole, if you haven't heard it already. But the song is about how true happiness isn't something that is found through status, wealth, or what others have. It's in appreciating what you already have. There's always going to be someone that has nicer things than yours, but there's also going to be someone chasing for what you already have. Wanting more means that it's never going to be enough. And once you start appreciating the things you have, you know, not just materialistic things, but your journey, your struggles, your blessing, your life becomes more richer, and you start to realize that true wealth is found through self-love, purpose, and meaningful connections. So learn to love yours. And there you have it. These are the 23 things I wish I knew sooner before turning 23. Some of these lessons took me years to learn, and till now I'm still learning to practice these 23 things daily. But I hope that one of these lessons helped, if not all, then at least one of you. And if you stayed to the end of this video, you are a real one. So please like, subscribe, comment, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next. All right, bye.